him down it. There we go. Slight hiccup. The cord to charge my phone, it's stuffed. So I've had to borrow my wife's charger because mine's not, the cord's not working. As I was about to say before in the other stream, there's something that this for quite some time now, I'm being sick and tired of. And I've heard that this is happening in other countries. The cost of living. This crap about the cost of living. Maybe if these politicians had a go at these supermarkets and told them to put their prices down, you make more money. If you put the prices down, sell things for less, you make more money. But no, the governments aren't doing that because our new Prime Minister, Albanese, couldn't give a stuff. Couldn't care less about this country at all. As soon as he was sworn in, he went over to Tokyo for a summit meeting. What for? What to talk about? Climate change? Other important things? What? As far as we all know, they could have been talking about, let's have this cost of living crap. So everyone ends up having to pay more money, and they don't give a stuff about the people. When these governments need to start caring about the people. Because here, it is absolutely ridiculous. I went to buy, I thought, Pop-Tarts. Couldn't get Pop-Tarts, $7. Our supermarket seems to be putting the price up every month. Or it's every 3 or 4 weeks. I spoke to a female in Woolworths yesterday and I said, can you tell me why the Pop-Tarts, first they were $5, then they're $5.50, then they've gone up to $6 something, now they're $7. Can you tell me? She said, it has nothing to do with them. Well, something like that. And I thought, really? When I heard about the big companies of these supermarkets are getting the ones there to bump the bloody prices up every 3 or 4 weeks. Now, they've been in trouble 3 times. I think about 3 times on the current affairs. Now, the thing is, they also seem to be getting rid of some of the cheap things. There was Pringles for $1.84. Woolworths Pringles. Got rid of them. It's as though they don't like selling cheap stuff. They want to sell expensive stuff. So they keep bumping the prices up to sell more of the expensive stuff. Now, I don't know what is over in other countries, because it is all these politicians that must have got together, including the one over here, got together about this cost of living crap. So it's so hard for us people to buy things. It'd be nice to be able to walk into a supermarket to buy things, without looking at the price and go, look at that, it's just gone up again after a couple of weeks. Anyway, doing Titanic. So I think it's time that something was done about, because we can't. They can't get away with it. Can't get away with it at all. It's absolutely wrong. Absolutely wrong. Now, of course, we get a screwdriver. Okay, this is metal. Metal. Okay. That's all right. That's plastic, but that's fine. Now, okay, I'm going to move the camera down, like so. Yeah, so something has to be done about this, because, you know, you want to be able to go to the supermarket and not have to pay a bloody fortune for things. Because it's time that we, you know, talked about this, because our Prime Minister, no sooner he came back, he pops off somewhere else. He goes overseas somewhere else. And I think, geez. Off to another country and then comes back, and then he's off to do another country and then comes back. Then he's off to, Ukraine. And he turns around, hear about, going to donate $100 million to Ukraine, I think. Really? Whether that was true or not, but the point is, it's time that this government started doing something about the prices, because, you know, you want to go to a supermarket to do your shopping, and able to get your money's worth, not go to a supermarket and end up paying more for things than you should be. And that's not right. Alexa, it's seriously not right.
I don't know that one.
Don't worry about that. It's just a Alexa. So this is like metal. All right, now as you can see, this piece here, which we don't use. We don't use. Which I'm going to have to put it somewhere safe in a bag. Probably a bag. Keep it safe. So that was the Titanic. Issue 3, which I don't know whether it'll come out tomorrow. It's just a very short one. We've got the electronic smoke generator plus your tester, as well as a zinc and ABS parts for the engine. So, not sure whether issue 3 will come out tomorrow or what. So, yeah, so I think it's time that we talked about this, because something needs to be done about it. I mean, it's not it's not just food. It's other products, figures, all other different things. Prices going up. They charge so much for the figures and that, and Lego, for that matter. But the supermarkets seem to be putting the prices up. As I said, 3 or 4 weeks. Every 3 to 4 weeks. Not every year or every 2 years, every 3 to 4 weeks. And when you ask them, hello, Channel Short, how are you? How are you going? Just did the Titanic. Wasn't much to do. Just those 2 pieces and that piece. Yeah, I'm alright. I'm okay. I'm okay. Just at school today. No worries. No worries. Don't use that piece at the moment. It's got the word Titanic on it. I'll use it the next time. Came with a screwdriver, so that's all right. Of course, issue 3 will have the tester and part of the motor and that. So let me see. Now, time is going fast today. Yes, sometimes has a habit of going fast. Now, I know that there just sort of wasn't much to do in this issue. I still have to do a live stream on the Bismarck. There's still bits and pieces and the string to put on. It's August 2nd now. Yes, it is. It definitely is. So I'll probably do a live stream on the Bismarck. Probably early Friday morning. As I said, there's a lot of bits and pieces to put on. There's a lot of the string to put on, so I'll do a live stream of that. And even though I picked up my issues today, one of the issues, which is the Spitfire, we don't get to do that issue because it's just the part of the wing. I saw your bird talk on the other video. Yes, I do upload it. It was short, and just been trying to do more short videos, live streams. I've started doing videos again. So they'll be every now and then. So yeah, issue 88. We don't do much because it's the wind. The one thing though with the Spitfire, and I really don't think I'm going to be doing this, is in the issue it had this. Now I know a lot of people everywhere that's sort of got that is further than me, which is they're still doing the Spitfire. Other people have, you know, got part where they've finished the base, they've had their plane start to work, and they've had a few problems. They've had problems with it and fixed them, and then we get this. Well, Darren, have to go to bed. See you when you live stream tomorrow later. No worries, Channel Short. Take care. Take care, Channel Short. And as you can see here, it's saying about replacing the where is it? Replacing this part. You too, Channel Short. Take care. Take care. Here. Now, that part is, everything is on the plane. And they want us to take everything off, take that off, and then put them on. Right? Now, I'm not going to do that because I'm worried that if I do that and put the metal ones because it came with this issue. It's not, I put it all back together, it's none of stuff up. And the only other thing which I will add is the cable. There's a cable to connect, which is here. See how the cable's like that? And of course, with everyone that's doing this, I'm sure they showed that. There's another short cable where it will connect to one end and then the other. All right? Now, I might do that, okay? But not that. Because I'm worried that it's going to stuff it up. And what is ridiculous is it was in issue 36. These parts were issue 36. Actually, in issue 73. And I'm not really going to worry about doing that. So maybe with the cable, but not pull everything apart, because it's sitting over there. Everything's on, and that I'm not going to turn around and pull the whole thing apart, because as I said, I'm worried that if I pull it apart and then add those metal bits, the metals parts to it, to replace the plastic ones, it's not going to work. It's going to stuff up. So I'm not going to worry about doing that. But the cable, I might add the cable onto it, onto the other cable. Hello, Master of Upgrades. How are you? So I just think I don't understand. It is a bit ridiculous to end up saying, oh yes, we've got to change it, and this comes in issue 88. So anyway, doing good. Yeah, I'm alright. I'm alright, mate. Just did not much. There wasn't much to do in the Titanic. It was just these three, these two, and this piece. So it's wasn't much to do. Have to hang on to this piece that has the word Titanic on it. Gonna be using that in another issue. Yeah, so that's that. I picked up issue 3, that Warhammer. That's good, and damn, they should have sent you the whole thing. Well, this is the thing, mate. If there's going to be a problem, send it like in the next 2 issues after 73. Then that way we go, okay, yeah, we can do that. But this is like nearly, what's issue 73? Nearly 15 issues later. But I don't want to end up pulling the part apart and then changing the plastic bits for the metal bits. Cable, oh yes, okay, fair enough. Add the cable, but not the other. So I'm not going to do that. The Warhammer, usually with the build, once I've done the build, I throw the magazine away. But with Warhammer, I'm sort of had to hang on to the the magazines, so that I know what the colours of each piece, each like little figure, have to be painted. Because I've got issue 3 and issue 4, and and the thing is, as you can see, let's see, we've got like the paints, and of course we've got like the front there, you know, it's, you know, with the blue and the silver, the gold, and that. This came with a mat, so you can, like, this is sort of like a game, but I'm not gonna really worry about playing the game. I'm gonna have it all set up and have each piece painted. So when I do a live stream of Warhammer, I go back to issue 1 and 2 and paint more of those pieces. When they're dry, cut the pieces off, put them together, and then put them on their stand, the little stand, and put them aside. And then start doing just painting these and these, and it's got like a board. It's got like a board at the back. Actually, might have a bit of a sticky beak. Might have a little sticky beak on. Yeah, it's fairly yeah, it's like, as you can see, it's like that. I'm not sure whether there's another part of it or it's just this, but yeah, I think I looks like the moon from the back. Yes, it does, mate. It definitely does. But yeah, I like, when I saw someone like having trouble with their Spitfire, had a look, and then they were talking about, oh, you know, I have to change that part. But anyway, I'm not going to worry about that part. Just a cable. Now, the Ferrari. More, I might be able to pick up more issues on Friday, and doing more of the motor for the Ferrari. And that's good. Now, when I saw someone doing the Titanic pieces, I thought they were plastic, because it looked, I thought, oh yeah, it's plastic, okay, fair enough. But it's metal with the plastic bit there. So I mean, that's fine. I mean, it wouldn't matter if it was plastic. If the whole thing was plastic, wouldn't matter. But I guess definitely metal. Yeah, I guess it's going to look pretty good when it's finished, but probably won't be finished until sometime next year. Because at the moment I'm only up to issue 2. I think issue 3, I don't know, might come out tomorrow or next week, because they're going to be, they'll be weekly. And same with Warhammer. I think with Warhammer, it's going to take a bit more time to get each colour, right. I don't want to make any mistakes or that. Have them exactly perfect. So that'll sort of take time. So that's fine. So it'll probably take a bit of time to get each of the pieces, which I'm not cutting off and putting together, because they'll won't be good to just end up putting it all together and then painting them. I'd rather paint them while they're still on the piece, and then when they dry, they cut those parts off, and then put them together. I think there's glue, or they just clip together. But yeah, so I'm sort of like, well, was a bit surprised, because when I took it out of the pack, I thought, ooh, it's a little bit, it has a bit of weight, but yeah, that's all right. Metal, but that's okay. So yeah, early Friday morning. There's still some bits and pieces to put on the Bismarck, even though it's all working. It's all working, except one of the radars doesn't go around, which might be stuck. I don't know. I may have to take that off and have a look, or just leave it. But everything else works. So the ship's finished. The remote control's finished. It's just all the other bits and pieces that go on. So I do a stream early Friday morning. And that's so... yes, and probably later that day, probably late in the afternoon. Kind of makes sense how the Titanic went down easily. If it was made out of strong steel, like carbon steel, it might have survived without any holes. Yes, possibly, mate. It's possible that it could have survived if it was like carbon steel. It's just a mystery how it managed to when it hit an iceberg and ripped a big hole, and ended up splitting into two. Which that was, as we've all been told in the history books, the Titanic hit an iceberg and ended up splitting into two. But yeah, I guess if it was made with carbon steel, it probably would have survived. So it is a shame that such a beautiful ship like that that happens to. But yeah, so I mean, it's got here on the front page, like, less than 45 minutes after striking the iceberg, it became clear that the great ship could not survive. There was a story a long time ago on Beyond Belief, fact or fiction, that a guy once dreamt of the Titanic to be drowned. This was 30 years before it was created. Ooh. That's a bit... that's a bit spooky. When we're dreaming it before it was created. Bit spooky. But yeah, it said despite the compartments being separated by watertight bulkheads. Now, if it had watertight bulkheads, then it should take longer to sink. But it's definitely, I suppose, a mystery. But as we, we've heard that it hit an iceberg, and then broke into two pieces. Yeah, I mean, I like, starting to do the bill. I mean, at first there's only like bits and pieces in one issue, and then so on, and then gradually there's more to do, which is, understandable with the builds. I'm just glad that a build has come in, because it's been quite some time before another build come in. I mean, the Titanic is pretty good build to do, especially when it's finished, which probably won't be until next year. The thing about it is with the cylinders where the smoke comes out of the top of it, which is pretty cool. So yeah, so it's sort of that's in the next issue. So I believe that the part where I think the side of the Titanic you can take off and you can see everything working inside. I think that those parts there. Yeah, it does look good. Yeah, definitely does, mate. I think those part there. Yes, just like the movies, definitely. I think there's a little bit more to do with that part, because, as I said, when it's finished and you take that part off and you got the little remote control, we put the button, and you've got that part moving. Yeah, so with this issue, these pieces I'm not going to lose. I won't lose, but this piece I have to make sure I don't lose, because it's a piece that is used in a later issue. It's got the word Titanic on it, so I can't lose that, so I put it in this bag. Yeah, so there'll be more of the Ferrari to do late Friday afternoon, so yeah, so that was the Titanic, and as I said, early Friday morning, I do the rest of the rest of the bits on the Bismarck, and even show everything is sort of working except one of the radars doesn't seem to go round. Seems to be stuck, or something might be blocking it from turning round. And then we've got the Spitfire, which will probably be tomorrow, and unless I pretty no, tomorrow, be tomorrow. And with painting the pieces with a Warhammer, I'll do that on the dining room table, because that way it's a lot better, and I can just paint them, and it's a lot easier because then I can put the pieces aside, because it is a little bit squashy because I've got to move everything. So yeah, so that was the Titanic. That piece I definitely wouldn't lose that piece. But that piece, yes, I'd lose. So as I said, in issue 3, we've got those, as you can see there. So yeah, so yeah, so I'm gonna go now, and thank you all for coming on. It's always a pleasure chatting to Master Upgrade, chatting to Channel Short. So take care, and as I say, don't forget to put a like, put a comment, share, subscribe. Alright, Darren, take care and stay safe. You too, mate. Take care, stay safe, and as I say it again, don't forget to put a like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you later. Take care, Master of Upgrades and Channel Short. Bye, guys.